All right, this video is for my Calculus 1 class, and it's right in your packet, and it's how we graph functions. And this one's a little bit different than what we've been doing, where we've been having the actual function given to you, and then you're finding the first derivative, the second derivative, and able to sketch the function. This one is where I kind of call it giving clues, I guess. So here's kind of what I follow. Is I try to find the y-intercept if one exists, and I try to find the x-intercepts if they exist. I determine the first derivative, the clues, find critical points, and determine where it increases and decreases, and then discuss what the second derivative is doing and whether it's concave up or concave down. So the one I want to show you, this is right in your packet, is this right here, where they're giving you these clues, and I want you to kind of sketch what the graph looks like. Before I do this, though, I always kind of write down what everything looks like. So what I would suggest first is to come down here and do the points first. So I know the point 0, 0 is on the graph. 1, negative 27 is on the graph. 2, negative 16 is on the graph. And the point 4, 0 is on the graph. Because that helps me when I go to do this. So I'm actually going to plot these points right now. These are by 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so 27 is right here. So I got 1, negative 27 about right here, 2, negative 16, so that's about right here, and 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. Okay, so I know those 4 points are on the graph. I'm just making sure I got the second one right. It's 2, negative 16, 5, 10. Oh, it's down a little bit further. 2, negative 16. So this is 5, 10, 15. So 2, negative 16 would be about right here. Okay, sorry about that. So now I've got my 4 points on there. Then I kind of write my clues here. I'm going to use a different color, and then we're just going to sketch the graph. It says f prime of x equals 0 at x is 1 and 4. So these are your mins and maxes. Okay, that's what that's telling you at 1 and 4. So there's actual turning points in my graph. I'm like, okay, good to know. F double prime of x equals 0 when x is 2 and 4. So that means that's changes in concavity. So my concavity is changing, like from concave up to concave down and vice versa. Okay, so they're changing. My concavity is changing, okay? F prime of x is less than 0 when x is less than 1. So that means my original function is decreasing. It's increasing when it's between 1 and 4. This is my first derivative, okay? It's also increasing when it's greater than 4. And so these are all like first derivative clues right here, these 3 right here. I really look at this. These are all f double prime, so this is going to talk about concavity. So it's concave up when it's less than 2. It's concave down between 2 and 4. And then it's concave up when it's greater than 4. I think concavity is kind of the hardest thing to do. So focus on the turning points and the increasing and decreasing. So let's look what we have. At 0, it's at x is 1 and 4 are turning points. So it also said that my function is decreasing when it's less than 1. So I'm going to have my function decreasing right here, less than 1. And then here's a turning point because at 1 is a turning point. Then I said it's increasing between 1 and 4. So I'm going to go like this. And then let's check and see if I did the concavity okay. All right, so I should have been a little bit better through this point. So let's check. It's decreasing when it's less than 1. Then from 0 to 1, when it's less than 1. So it is decreasing. It's increasing from 1 to 4. And then it's concave up when it's greater than 2. So this one, so here it says when x is less than 2, it's concave up. So here's less than 2, it is concave up, good. Between 2 and 4, it's concave down. So it is kind of concave down. I could fix this a little bit right here. Just make this a little bit more concave down here. There we go. It's a little concave down there. And then when it's greater than 4, it's concave up again. So that's cool. So that works. So I guess it looks like we got the graph. So it's almost like you have to figure out where your turning points are, which we said at 1 and 4, they're turning points. So the slope should be 0 here. So maybe right here I can kind of flatten this out a little bit more. Before I do this, let's do this. Let's flatten this out because I said its slope is 0. Then, whoops, it's a little bit much. There. It's like you're just kind of playing with it. We've done this before. There you go. So it's kind of flat there at 4. So this kind of helps you when you're sketching it by looking at all the clues. And that's all I wanted to show you on this. Now, normally we're going to be doing for this class and for your quiz is actually I'm going to give you the function, but you still should be able to sketch a graph using these clues that I gave you to kind of give me what it looks like because you know what the first and second derivative are telling you. So that's it for this video.